Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on this interesting topic of the role of AV, enterprise AV solution in a business organization. And this this has been brought to you with the collaboration with BIAMP, Lenovo, and Microsoft, and as well as AVNCIS, so an AV integrator business. And we're into AV integration from workplace perspective to residential to retail and everything required within the AV sector. Here with me this morning from BIAMP, is Andrew Rowling. Andrew, could you please say hello to everyone on the call?
Good morning, everyone. Yes, my name's Andy. I've worked with BIAMP in the UK, and I look after the Nigerian market for BIAMP.
Thank you, Andrew. And we've got Paul from here from Lenovo.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us in this on this webinar. Looking forward to having a really good chat with you about where we are in terms of collaboration. My name is Paul. I'm the Business Development Manager for Smart Collaboration at Lenovo for Sub-Saharan Africa.
Thank you, Paul. And I've got Mohammed from Microsoft. Mohammed is a Microsoft Modern Workplace specialist. And
thank you, Ladipo. Good afternoon, everyone. As Ladipo introduced me, my name is Mohammed, and I'm a Modern Work Solution Area Specialist in Microsoft. And it's a pleasure to meet you all.
Thank you, Mohammed. So, our conversation is going to be based on workplace AV solution and all the possibilities we could achieve with workplace solution and workplace AV solution. I'm going to just do an introductory presentation about our workplace AV solution before we move on to our speakers who will, give us dive deep into the conversation. What's our workplace AV systems? There's a code that's out there that says if it looks good, you'll see it. If it sounds good, you hear it. It's all about audio and visual solutions, and the combination of both is AV. Also, there's a picture tells 1,000 words, a video tells 1,000,000 words. So your video is potentially the essential now in this era of workplace, the modern and future workplace. Involves a lot of video, AV collaboration, either through collaboration or presentation. You need quite a lot of video input from that perspective. And some of your workplace AV systems include video conference systems, your interactive display and audiovisual system for collaboration. So we have your team bonding meetings where you've got multiple location for your staff, for your colleagues. You've got a product presentation of product development bonding process. That's your collaboration space. And you've got your internal media suites. Most businesses now have to do videos, and video production requires proper planning. So most businesses tends to always try to have that internal media suite in place for them to be able to quickly access those the system or the solution in their space in as much as possible to mitigate against timing, booking with studios and all of that. And also there's a digital signage solutions. The digital signage displays, which you use for both internal and external communication, depending on how you see it from your workplace. You could use it which you use to communicate your brand, identity, your products, and your, possibly public statements and all of that, which you could use internally as well within the business. I mean, these are your workplace AV systems, and that is just on the surface. We've not gone into the post-production elements of it and the production of it. And moving forward from that, how does workplace AV audio system solutions support the business? This includes team engagement tools. So, I mean, it enables your AV systems within the workplace, enables your team to get engaged and have hybrid meetings with digitized face-to-face effects. So I mean, when we go into it, Mohammed, and every other person will show you some of the features that are possible with the meeting room solutions, which includes hybrid features for meetings, and that includes your intelligent framing, your speaker tracking, and every other digital whiteboard within it. So everything you require for a face-to-face, I mean, the effect of face-to-face meeting, you can get that digitally now within the meeting room solutions. And this is not different from your PC client solutions. Do you get that that you use from your laptop to make your video conference calls and Zoom calls and all of that? So this is essentially specialized solutions and licenses that empowers your meeting rooms. So as part of your team's engagement to you, it also enables sustainable strategy and collaboration meetings through digital whiteboards, which I already mentioned, and it empowers consistent team engagement with internal event spaces and media suite AV systems. So consistently, the business is engaging with the team members, the colleagues, because there's that empowered solutions, which is the AV systems within the space, whether your media suite or your event space. You can easily call up a meeting, call up a training without the headache of having to look for spaces outside, because you have the space already designed and installed for that purpose, and you can easily also bring in people from different locations into that meeting with this Teams solutions. And it's part of the internal communication, tools, which is also for your signage solution, for your, company-wide briefing. These are the AV systems that you could use, and you've got beyond the video conferencing solution. There's also the software out there that enables your team, your company to be able to stream company briefings among the colleagues. So something like Microsoft Stream is out there for you to use along with your AV AdWords. In-facility advertisement tools as well. You can use it to promote your brand to guests who visit your facility. So that's a digital signage solution, promote products and your CSR within your facility. I mean, that's the best place you're able to speak to your prospective clients, and when they come into your space, that's when you best get their attention. So these are the you know essence of having these are the ways the AV system supports the business. And I would love to at this point love to add to the fact that AV systems, enterprise AV systems are based or are built on the foundation of your IP network, your software, your hardware, and your cloud management systems. These are the building blocks and your foundation for your enterprise AV system. Because, I mean, from the IP perspective, there's different IP protocols out there running AV systems, which, technically is what is required, because most businesses have got the IP network within the system. It's just, ensuring that you have the right protocols. You've got the AVB, you've got the Dante, and then I'm not sure if Cobranet is still existing within any manufacturer within the AV system, AV industry. you've got that. You've got your software, excuse me, like the Teams, Zooms, Google Meet, and Cisco WebEx, and all of that. You've got this Microsoft Stream, and any other software from the perspective. And you've got the hardwares. There's several hardwares there running. For your video production, you've got the NDI rather than the SDI. You've got the different manufacturer hardware out there, like we've got Lenovo and all of the OEMs out there in the market. So I mean, those are the foundations of your enterprise AV systems. So moving forward, what are your as a business? I mean, you should you should have a strategic approach to enterprise AV systems deployment, and it's always to think long term. Because oftentimes we just think we need this now and we invest in it, we buy it, but we don't think of the long-term effect of that, investment. How are we supposed to build on that? Do we want to build more rooms or more spaces in that perspective or in different location? How do we now then to connect it? So we need to think long term, and also what are our support plan? You also need to, understand that break and fix approach will cost you more. So you need to be strategic in that approach. You need to understand what you want, how you want to achieve it, and also plan appropriately for that. Buying cheap, you spend twice. Yeah, those are things that you need to consider. So in order to get it right, you need to identify the use case for each stakeholders within the business. What kind of meetings are your finance team doing? What kind of meetings are your IT teams doing? Or how do they want to use their AV system? Do they just want to use it as a collaborative or a dialogue system? Or do they want to use it for external meetings as well? So those are the, conversations you need to have within the business. What are their security needs? Do you get for the solution? You also need to define standards for systems and spaces. So you need to define the kind of the kind of hardware you require for different type of spaces. Are you doing the huddle space? Are you doing the 4-6 people meeting room? Are you doing the event space? Are you doing the boardrooms? You need to define the kind of systems, the type of hardware and what software you're using for that. You also only need to consider how interoperability comes in within those, those setup and design. You also need to identify product that fits your defined standards. So for your audio room, you may just need an all-in-one speaker bar with a TV. That should be fine. But you cannot use that size of system in a 16 people meeting room. You probably need to look for something that you could either integrate into the boardroom desk, or you could integrate into the ceiling with microphones and speakers all in the ceiling. So you need to consider all of those facts from your design perspective. Consider your post-installation requirements, support requirement as well. How are your people going to adopt the usage, of the system? Usability is essential beyond just the new kits in there. You need the people, your team members, your colleagues needs to be able to adopt the usage. And what's your support plan? Do you have the capacity or to get it to have an in-house support person or team to manage the solution, or would you want to contract that out as a managed service, which is possible these days because I mean with the cloud management system, you are able to, support this remotely, at least for the first line perspective. So your support requirement is essential. I mean, basically, you don't need I mean, depending on the size of your business, you really don't need somebody in-house to manage your AV system. So your IT team can concentrate on what they're doing, their core responsibilities rather than thinking of how to ensure your AV system is functioning appropriately. Also, I mean, you need to work with professional integrators who have direct access to hardware and software developers. So people like, ourselves and any other business that's got that access, with manufacturers like we're presenting now, Biamp, Lenovo, Microsoft, and all of the other, partners out there, manufacturers out there in the business. Why do we need to invest in enterprise AV? Well, the business operation is sustainable. So the questions you need to ask yourself, if you want to ask, if you're asking this question, is the business operation sustainable and productive without harnessing the benefit of AV systems? Can you hold your meetings without having to travel? I mean, you want to hold a 1 hour meeting with other team members at different locations, and you all have to do the travel. I mean, if you're in Lagos, the traffic situation in Lagos. And also, I mean, beyond that, the cost element of having that meeting is essential, and also you need to understand, you need to, is your business environmental, is your business operations and environment attractive to younger generation? Could the business save on costs and improve? Hi, Mohammed.
Yes, Ladipo, I can hear you.
Okay, could you please
You'd like me to start, yeah?
yes, please.
Absolutely. So hello everyone. As I introduced myself in the beginning, so today I'm going to talk about Microsoft Teams rooms, and I'm going to share my screen right now. Hopefully we can go through as much information as possible, and also show you a quick demo about it, if the time helps. So Microsoft Teams, the whole idea behind the Teams rooms license is to make use of the physical infrastructure that you have in your organizations in the meeting rooms, as well as the software and the capabilities of AI all together using Microsoft Teams to get the best benefit out of your meetings, to make them as efficient and even more than physical meetings, of course. So Microsoft Teams rooms, it can be added to any Microsoft Teams subscription using the basic license, which gives you the basic capabilities, and also the Pro one, which has more features and also an implementation of AI and a phone system and endpoint management and things like that. So you basically are utilizing your meeting rooms, making sure that all the hardware in there is used, and also you're connecting the devices you have in your room all together with Microsoft Teams, and then the meeting should be able to make use of all of that. The To use Microsoft Teams rooms, the process is really easy, and the deployment and the implementation should be feasible for the IT, so that you can start adding the devices and you making use of them, the screens, the microphones, the headsets, etc., along with the console, of course, of Surface Hub or any comply or compatible device. Devices, of course, vary in terms of operating systems, and all of them are compatible. Like most ideas that most companies in the AV field are actually providing devices that are compatible with Microsoft Teams rooms. So basically, as the Surface Hub, as we are going to view the devices that are compatible with Teams rooms during this presentation. If we took an example of the Surface Hub, you would see that you have this touch controller that is allowing you to make use of the Teams, the meeting properties and the features of the meeting, so that you can join meetings on Teams or other platforms and use the capabilities of the room. So basically, you, as we will see in the demo, you just check and join in. Once you do, you will be able to make use of the screens and the cameras. You will be able to share contents from your devices, not just from the console, but from the devices of the attendees in the meeting. And you will have this manageability over the attendees in the meeting to make sure that it goes smoothly. It also uses, as I said, AI to make sure that, for example, you don't have two devices with mic enabled in the same room to avoid echoes and to avoid, such disadvantages of having much devices operating at the same time with when sharing content or when enabling the microphone. So Microsoft Teams devices, as I was saying, most of us in our premises, we have these devices outside meeting rooms to book the room, to reserve the room. Most of these devices basically are compatible with Teams rooms. So the communication and the ability to connect with this device, the console, and with the meeting should be easy using, for example, Bluetooth to check by the nearest rooms and to reserve the room that is connected obviously to your mail server, which in our case is Exchange Online, as the Teams room is registered as a resource mailbox, so that it has a calendar that can be booked. And such capabilities would reflect, of course, on that device. And when you try to book a meeting, for example, you would find that device and that room in your address book so that you can book it and it would reflect immediately on the calendar of the room. So when you use the Teams console device like the Surface Hub here, what would happen is it actually is designed to be convenient to the space of the room and the infrastructure on the room, so that the devices will be optimized for the space and the work style, so that we have many certified devices. And these certified devices, just like the one I'm using right now, I'm using the Jabra Evolve, and this one has a Teams button on it. So it is certified to be used with Microsoft Teams. And there are personal devices, there are shared devices, and with a click of a button, for example, or when moving my mic, it actually interacts with Teams. And this is the whole point, to make these hardware devices fully compatible and functioning with Microsoft Teams. Then the experience, of course, would be brilliant in such case, as both hardware and software working together. And as you see here, the individual workspace, which is the personal device, and also the group workspace, which is the room and the equipment in the room, like the screens and the microphones, Surface Hub, the whiteboard, all to be used properly and working together seamlessly through Microsoft Teams rooms. Such devices, like the devices we see on the screen here, are compatible with Teams rooms. You can use or have the same usability and functionality across all of them. And that's the whole point. This is, of course, enhancing the meeting quality and the meeting experience. And as we said, and as Ladipo also clarified, that the room equipment, the room space, and the whole construction of the meeting room is suitable for the Teams rooms. So it doesn't matter how many screens you have. You can have one, you can have two. Installation of your cameras across the room, the microphones, the whiteboard if you have any screen for a projector. All these things should be considered, but also should be functioning properly with Teams rooms, and making sure that the lighting in the room is proper, and making sure that it detects any, like a couple of devices, 3 devices all have their mics enabled at the same time. That would create echo, endless loop of echo, because every device will hear the other and it will not ever stop. So that's why it uses AI to manage such things. If your camera is not adjusted to the projector, it uses, or to the whiteboard, it uses AI to enhance that. If someone is actually writing something, which is the whiteboard of functionality, if someone is writing on the whiteboard, it uses AI to hide his body and only show you the whiteboard, which we will also see in the demo. So about the team's experience and the room size. You can have a conference room, you can have a meeting room, and devices, like you don't have to choose devices yourself from scratch. We offer recommendations, and we have public resources to let you know which devices to use in case of a larger meeting room, a smaller meeting room. So based on the number of seats in there, what type of equipment you would use in such room. And as you see, all these devices are certified. I'm using one of them right now, and all of them are certified and also recommended when you set up your room. So Microsoft Teams rooms, it has a lot of devices, and you should be able to manage these devices. And Microsoft Intune is our endpoint management solution for endpoint and remote app management. So Microsoft Intune will have this partition in the Teams Admin Center and also in the Endpoint Admin Center, so that you can have this ecosystem all in harmony and all managed. And you should be able to have these insights about all the devices that are enrolled or registered, and to make sure that there are no needed like extra configuration is needed or anything. You should have everything working and plug and play basically for your user, your meeting attendee in the room. So you will have this accessibility to endpoint manager for the devices, especially of course the console or the meeting room device. So as you see here, many providers, many manufacturers for the devices that we recommend. Basically, if you don't use the Surface Hub, you can use any of those. Um, so basically, that would be the part introducing the Teams rooms. So I will show that in a demo, but I just wanted also to add it here to just make you imagine with me how it works. So if there is a meeting room that is empty right next to you, and you're joining an important meeting, and that meeting room is not reserved, it's right there, but your meeting just started. So you can use this proximity-based meeting join, and you can immediately link up with the Surface Hub or the device in there and use the room for the meeting. And when you do that through Bluetooth. Once you do that, then you'll be able to use the console, use the capabilities of the room to join the meeting. So these join options are flexible and making use of the all the capabilities of the room just within seconds. Then you'll be able to have a better meeting and more efficient meeting, seeing everyone is interacting with you with better equipment to make things easier for everyone and making the meeting most efficient. So yeah, the thing about moving between devices also, anyone can do that actually right now. And this, if you're currently in this webinar and you want to move to your phone, you just open Teams with the same account, and it's going to tell you that you're joining a meeting on the other device. Would you like to add this device or to remove, or actually to move to this device? Such capabilities also will be available when you use Teams rooms. You can share from your phone at the same time while working on the same meeting on your laptop, while of course the meeting is on the Surface Hub. You want to share a file from your phone, but you want to write from your laptop, or whatever the circumstances are. This flexibility also does exist when you use Teams rooms. So this is also an extra capability that you can use when operating through Teams rooms. Also, of course, the ability to use the for the attendees to collaborate together on a whiteboard so that they can write down their thoughts or collaborate on a work project, whatever that is. You can do that live through the capabilities of Teams rooms. Of course, there are many apps that you can collaborate through, but within the software itself of the meeting, you can use such collaboration so that everyone can work together. Indeed, when you install also the cameras across the place, the cameras detect if there's a whiteboard and make it clear even if someone is writing in front of it. Also, it captures the room from all the available angles and the screens and everything, and then creates the final view that should make it clear for everyone. All faces should be appearing in there, and as many cameras as recommended you would use, the better the experience would be. So as I said, this intelligent capture, here's someone standing in front of the board, but as you see, it's transparent. The whole content is appearing, and indeed, it does use artificial intelligence to do that, to have a whiteboard clear, because it won't make sense to have somebody covering the board. So Microsoft Teams, of course, offers many features. You can use a phone system, which is the whole completely different topic, but it comes with the Teams Rooms Pro as well. It comes a phone system license that you can use to call in people. You can configure the phone system for the room, and you can make people join using their phones, using that it's either PSTN or calling plan or whatever the plan is. You can make use of that in the Teams Rooms Pro, and the rest of the capabilities of Microsoft Teams, like events, webinars, meetings, like the same usability but through the room. Now I will move to an interactive demo that hopefully would make it more convenient. All right. So it says it's an interactive demo. You can see exactly what is going on here as it's. Just want to make it from the beginning. So let's see how it works. So as I said, usually you would have a device outside the room that looks like this. Here in Microsoft, we have them, of course, across the room. These devices are connected to the Exchange Online Mail server, and it has an identity in the Active Directory, and completely can be operated through the server. It would look like this. You can reserve the room using that device, of course, or using your collaboration applications, Outlook on the web, Outlook desktop app, Teams, Planner, To-Do, whatever device that you can access to book a calendar of a resource mailbox, you can do that. So the Teams rooms, as you see, there would be a touch screen, which is the console right here. And usually we recommend the Surface Hub. And you can use it and connect to it so that you can share content and you can display data and share it with the attendees. You can connect it with your laptop or your phone, and also it's all the meeting participants will have the same experience, and the cameras as well should be shown, as I said, from all angles, and everyone should be able to collaborate. As you see on the screen, this also would be appearing to the attendees. The chat is here. The the hand raising feature for anyone who wants to collaborate. Also the presentation here and the front row. And we have different layouts for attendees, which will show up during the rest of this meeting. So let's go, for example, through joining a meeting. The device would appear like this. And if you want to join a meeting, then you join the meeting. So with one click join, of course, you join the meeting like this. You can even ask Cortana, like to use, if you don't want to touch the screen, you can use Cortana to join a meeting. As other joins, the names will appear here in the participation list. Now, everyone will appear like this on the screen of the room. This is the real-time view of everyone who joined the meeting. Now, in addition to connecting Teams and Skype, Teams Rooms allows you to connect to other providers. We're talking about WebEx, Zoom. Most of the popular platforms or meeting providers like Teams should be available and you can connect to them. So if the meeting's in your calendar, you click join. And now you can use the proximity meeting join as I said in the beginning. So you have a meeting room, it's available. You click join the meeting, you search for the room, you found it, you click join now. Teams connects, audio muted on your device to avoid the echo as we mentioned. And now you're using the room to connect to the meeting. So the audio on your device will be muted, of course, to avoid the echo. And anyone can use that feature to join in and participate in the meeting. Now, let's say you want to get someone who, for example, internet is down and you want them to join the meeting. You can call them by writing down their number, and then you'll be able to get them to join the meeting. Here. Same capability through a dial pad. And it's a conference. Now let's see how to share content in a meeting. This is the same room as you see here. And from your laptop, let's say that you want to share something. There's multiple ways. You can either plug it to the console to project screen in the meeting room like this on the display on the wall. Or you can also share it wirelessly, of course, which is usually the convenient way by connecting using proximity meeting join. Teams Rooms is smart enough to recommend that you join without audio to avoid the echo. You click search, you find the room, click join, and then the share screen icon here on the top, which what I'm using technically right now. You scroll all the way down, you share the PowerPoint presentation, whatever you want to share. Basically, you can share a window, you can share a whole device screen, and now you're good to go. While you're in a meeting room, you can also share content from your phone by joining it to the meeting as a companion device. Multiple devices join in the same meeting. You can share stuff from your phone. And as you see here, it tells you that in progress, you're in a meeting on another device using the same account. Would you like to join? You can either move to this device or add this device. So you join by adding the device, as you see here, add or transfer. You add it, and you start sharing the PowerPoint presentation, and it's on the screen. Now, you're moving between pages, stop presenting. You can also share video. As you see, you can share also your whole screen with audio or without audio. And it's a broadcasting theory here. Now you're done. Open a Power BI report, share whatever you want. Your whole screen is being shared. And when you're done, then you can turn it off. So you can also use the whiteboard. You click on the sharing content camera, and here's the board. So by connecting this spatially designed camera, you can make use of AI. Teams Rooms will crop the whiteboard and make sure the content is being shared even when the presenter is in front of it. Should be removed, and it should look like this. So this is the keynote. As you see, this is the same board. And this is the presenter writing down. Now the presenter will be removed. You will see the whiteboard exactly like this. Should be good to present. Of course, whiteboard also would make it for participants to collaborate together, something like this, and it would appear on the main screen. Many other cool features, but scheduling a meeting and managing a meeting happens exactly the same way it happens on Microsoft Teams application, but from the console instead of the laptop. So that was basically the part for the demo. We'll leave the questions till the end of the session, and that would be my part. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mohammed. Yes, like you said, we'll leave the questions for the end of the session. I'll need to call for me now from Lenovo to discuss about enabling cost saving with the products.
Perfect. Thank you, Deepo. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. All right, perfect. Thank you. And very insightful information from our colleague at Microsoft. And I think everything that he showed you, we're now going to talk about how do the devices play a role and how do the devices fit into the picture. Before we planned, or whilst Deepo was planning this webinar and I saw the topic, I was very excited about it, because a lot of conversations that I have with my customers is not just about the device, it's not about the tin, it's about the value that Microsoft Teams, along with the devices, bring to our customers, right? I'm very passionate about it, because there's a lot of misconceptions about, Deepo mentioned about buying cheap and that type of thing, right? We want to give our customers full value. We want to give them value for the money that they spend, and we want to create a partnership with our customers for a 3 to 5 year period. And that is where the actual cost savings actually play a major role for customers, right? A lot of my customers in South Africa and customers that I'm hoping to engage with Deepo in your region is looking at what's the total cost of ownership, right? Yes, you can buy a product right now and you can compare the different brands, and whichever is cheaper you buy it, but what value are you actually getting out of it? So as Lenovo, we sit down with our customers, we sit down with Microsoft, we develop our product in accordance with what's happening with Microsoft Teams, right? Our R&D teams sit together, they talk about customers' pain points, and obviously we look at how do we develop a product that is efficient, that has a very low failure rate, if any, and how is it future proof for future development that's coming down the line. The Microsoft Teams app, as we know, there's been a lot of features that's added, and thank you, Mahmoud, for touching on that, and I'll touch on a little bit of it as well, but you've covered most of it, right? So when we look at the meeting room, right, and I'm not just going to talk about the meeting room, I'm talking about the personal workspace as well, but when we look at the meeting room, these are the elements of a video conferencing solution. You've got your compute, obviously that's the heart of the solution, where the image lives and where all the updates needs to happen. And as Lenovo, we do favor the Windows-based products, because we feel, especially when the updates are rolling out through Microsoft Teams, that this is the most consistent way of ensuring our customers have full functionality and access to all the features and benefits that the Teams application offers, right? Then you have the controller, which sits on the table, or against the wall, if that is your desire, where you get to control all the features of that Microsoft Teams Room application, right? Adding participants, muting people that's making too much noise in the background, that type of thing is all done from this 10.1-inch touchscreen. Then you've got your AV, which Deepo spoke a lot about as well, right? To camera with artificial intelligence, speakers, microphones, also with artificial intelligence, noise cancelling, etc. And features such as spatial audio, that type of thing that's coming into the software is all available on these solutions, right? And then you've got your optional elements, which is your scheduling panel, your BYOD type of content camera, that type of thing, right? Speaking of, there's two different ways of doing your video conferencing in meeting rooms. There's bring your own device, right? A lot of customers, especially in the smaller rooms, tend to favor this particular solution for their users. But it does bring a little bit of complexity to it if the users don't know how to actually access BYOD or whatever the setup is in the room. So there is advantages and disadvantages of this. I tend to favor the dedicated room kit. So the Microsoft Teams room solutions, right? And the benefits of that is clear. Mohammed spoke about it, the ease of use, click to join. So I talk a lot about the consistent user experience, right? You as IT leaders in your organizations, a lot of the time you either have to have people on standby to show the users how to access or operate, where one touch click to join is so simple, right? Especially where users are concerned. And what we offer at Lenovo is we offer the consistent user experience in any type of room that you got, small, medium, large, classroom setup, auditorium setup. We offer that same experience through the Microsoft Teams app, right? Management is very important. I'm going to talk a lot about that shortly, as well as security. And then specific features which we've touched on, and Mohammed showed you as well in the demo, right? So there's so much to offer from a dedicated room solution, right? And this is where customers actually see the experience is better, the user experience is better, and ultimately this saves time and money for you as a customer, right? Lenovo, as I mentioned, we fit into all types of environments where the PC is the heart of the solution, our ThinkSmart core. We've got BYOD peripherals, which you can attach to this and make it a proper room solution. And then we've got two types of controllers that you can use based on what type of setup you've got, bearing in mind, irrespective of what solution you go through or choose, you do have that consistent user experience. So your users, you don't have to worry about a user having a different experience in a different room. It is all the same no matter what size the room is. This is the slide that I want to spend a lot of time on, right? This is where we answer the question, why Lenovo? How do we save money? How is Lenovo and Microsoft with my colleague will speak after me from BIAMP, how do we make this experience for you, the IT manager or the IT leader in your organization, and how do we save you money, right? So as Lenovo, I mentioned, we've got an array of products that fits in any type of situation, small, medium, large, or personal workspace. As Lenovo, we pride ourselves in our partnerships in the ecosystem, right? We know that in some cases, audio is very specific based on the room. It can be a glass room, it can be a small room, it can be a very large room, and we don't necessarily offer the audio expertise. And that is where we partner with partners such as BIAMP to bring these type of experience or enhance that experience in the room, right? But we've got partnerships with the entire ecosystem, right? Our Microsoft Teams room image is a generic image, which means we don't develop our own image. So when Microsoft is rolling out updates to the Teams application, that is real time with Lenovo, right? And I'll talk about why that is important quite shortly. Then we look at what do you get when you buy a Lenovo solution, right? So yes, when you look at a price list versus some competitors, you'll see the product is more expensive, and it's like, but Paul, how are you saving me money, right? Remember, we develop the product in line with Microsoft's requirements. We've got the solution that's ideally made for you, the customer. So, for example, our PC is the Core i5 processor with vPro and not Core i7, because in your small meeting rooms or most of your meeting rooms, you don't need a Core i7 that's going to consume more energy. You need a PC that's going to perform and give you the experience, a consistent experience, no matter what room size, be it a single display, dual display, large displays, whatever the case may be, right? So this is where our R&D team sits down and says, okay, in the long run, right, over that 3 to 5 year period, our customers are actually saving money in terms of the costs, right? Further to that, the warranty is very important. Majority of the competitors offer you a 2-year warranty. We offer you the standard 3-year warranty. And that is an immediate cost saving initiative as well for you. We can upgrade to 5 years. I speak a lot about a 3 to 5 year partnership here, and this is where it starts, right? So you want the warranty, you want that peace of mind, knowing that 3 or up to 5 years, the solution in your room is well looked after. So it's peace of mind, right? We offer you some software as well, right? It's called ThinkSmart Manager, and I'll talk about it in more detail a bit later on. But this is a premium version of the software that you get for free for 1 year, and not the basic version. So that's an immediate saving of, if I'm not mistaken, $129, right? So as a package, you're getting the warranty, you're getting the software, you're getting the peace of mind, and you're getting peace of mind of, in terms of Lenovo being one of the big 3 PC brands in the world as well, which means our R&D, we know what we're doing, especially on the PC side of things. Then we, in conjunction with Microsoft Teams Room, which is the leading application in the market right now, you as a customer, for your 3 to 5 year period, you know you've got a secure solution, right? That security is extremely important. We offer another layer of security as standard on our PC as well. It's called ThinkShield, right? And in conjunction with Intel vPro and the management software, you can manage your PC down to the BIOS, which means you can secure it. You can see what's happening. You can lock down ports. You know, we speak about security. It's not just from a software point of view, but from hardware. People putting in dongles into the PC to download whatever information that's available on the PC, right? So that's a reality out there. We've got, through ThinkSmart Manager, you can see the reports of how that is happening, how it's impacting your business, and how you can then ensure you block that. Security is a hot topic right now. You know, there's a lot of rumors in the market. Certain devices are pinging IP addresses in different countries, and that's a big concern for customers because your information is extremely valuable. So once again, if there's a security issue and your information gets out, that can be a very, very costly exercise for you as the customer. Right, so this is where the why Lenovo, in conjunction with Microsoft Teams and partners such as BIAMP, is where you start saving money, right? It's not about saving money on the day you purchase the product. It's about saving money over that 3 to 5 year partnership that we want with you. I encourage my customers to upgrade to the 5-year warranty. Our product is future-proof for AI development that is currently happening with Microsoft as well, right? As I mentioned, the spec is purpose-built for that meeting room, which means you're saving on the amount of energy you're using on the PC. So ultimately, this just forms one great cost-saving exercise. But you have to understand what happens in the back end, right? So when I talk about ThinkSmart Manager example, right, you as the IT leader will have a full view of all the meeting rooms in your network that is plugged into the Lenovo PC. It will show you the third-party devices that's plugged into it. It will show you the status of those devices. So if you've got a Samsung or LG or any brand of display that's plugged in and there's an issue with that, you will get an alert or notification about that. You can set up that notification, right? And as I mentioned, even though it's third-party device, if there's software that needs to be updated or firmware updates that's happening, you can remotely do that from anywhere, wherever you're based. If you've got branches in different regions, you can do it remotely. And that is cost saving in that you don't need a dedicated resource that's on standby every time a meeting is happening. There are still customers that do that, can you believe, where the IT person has to be on standby outside the room in case something fails in the room, right? So you don't need that. And in conjunction with AVN CIS, CIS, who can offer you value-added services, this software will just enable you to be efficient, to manage an issue before it happens, and again, give you peace of mind and ensure that your users have that consistent experience, right? And that's what we talk about cost saving. You know, I don't talk about the devices a lot. I talk about what features does this solution bring you as a customer, and then we look at your total cost of ownership over that 3 to 5 year period. The ThinkSmart Manager software, as I mentioned, 1 year is for free, and you can upgrade it to 5 years, technically 6 years because we give you 1 year for free. And we're future-proof for further development or product development that's coming down the line. We're a generic image, which means if you're plugging in a BIAM solution into the Lenovo solution, it will work. You don't have to go spend more money to reconfigure or do whatever you need to make that work. As I mentioned, we do favor the Windows. We will be looking at Android solutions going forward as well. But why we favor Windows is that, again, that consistent experience. If you're looking at upgrading your room with whatever solution you prefer, it will work, right? The plug and play allows to select most suitable elements for each space, as it's stated there. So it's very flexible, right? The modularity as well. So when the features are rolled out by Microsoft, you have access to that features immediately. Whereas in some cases on Android, it still has to be developed or it limits you in certain aspects. So, and I know Microsoft has done a lot of work to make sure Android solutions are up to speed, but we favor the Windows in terms of a consistent performance. I spoke about the meeting room space. So let me show you what we're doing in the personal space. Right. So I'm not going to do a product training session for you here. You can please set that up with Deepo after this. But we offer a one solution that has multiple applications. So our ThinkSmart View Plus can be used as a Teams display or a peripheral solution for people who do their Microsoft Teams calls in their own offices or in a very small meeting room space because of a lot of information, especially C-level customers, is confidential information. So they can't be in an open space where everybody can hear what's been said. So here you've got a Teams application or a Teams device that is separate to your laptop, can be used in peripheral mode or as a Teams display, where it has your camera with artificial intelligence and a soundbar at the bottom, a small soundbar with built-in noise cancelling mics. And you've got the use of your laptop completely separate from that, right? So it's hands-free, it's a touch screen. Again, the touch and go user experience, and whatever information you have on your laptop, you can then have full view of it and share it as required, right? We can also use this device as a hot desk, right? Which means a lot of, especially large enterprise customers who have people, hybrid workers who's coming in and out, you can book a workspace with a Teams application on there. The individual can come access the Teams device, do their Teams calls, again, have full functionality of their laptop separately. And when that booking is done, so for example, if I booked a session up until 12 o'clock, at 12 o'clock, it'll automatically log me out. And all the information that was on that is saved into your OneDrive, into the cloud. So the next person who logs on won't have access to the information that you were busy with. And that's about security as well. We can then use this in a small huddle room as well, right? So now we can use it as a meeting room solution, which typically looks like this. You've got your phone booths, you've got your small 2 to 3 seater huddle rooms. You can mount the device. It's got a wall mount option to it. As I mentioned, it's got the camera and sound, which means you can have a proper Teams meeting in this type of setup. One more space, which I don't have a slide on, you can use it as a virtual reception, which means if you come into the lobby and you're looking for Deepo, you'll see the directory on the screen, search for Deepo, access him, he'll get a Teams call saying, hi, how are you? I'm in reception. Okay, I'll see you in 2 minutes. So one device, multiple purposes. This is where Lenovo and Microsoft Teams is taking our customers, right? And that is cost saving as well, right? I don't want to say out loud that we want to fire our receptionist or anything, but it just gives the reception person a tool to effectively manage that as well. I spoke about ThinkSmart Manager. ThinkSmart Manager, I will probably need an hour to go through everything, but essentially what it is proactive monitoring. So you as the IT leader can get notifications and alerts when there's issues in the room. You can get reports about room usage. You can see how third-party devices are performing, what needs to be done, and you can proactively make sure meeting rooms are done, right? I'll use an example. Our technical person, our management had meetings in France. My technical person is based in Italy. They weren't happy with a specific setting. He logged on remotely within 2 minutes, changed the setting, everyone was happy, and Microsoft Teams was raring to go. So a lot to talk about. I would strongly encourage a session post this so that we can dig much deeper into it. But this is how we are saving you, the customer, money and building a partnership to make the Microsoft Teams Room and Lenovo, in conjunction with our partners BIAM, make you an efficient solution that's saving you money and high performing, right? You got access to all the features without programming costs that need to happen after that type of thing. We're saying buy the product solution up front, upgrade to 5 years. You're not going to have any more costs after that. So thank you for your time. I will hand over to Bayap.
Thank you, Paul. And obviously, we're not encouraging firing the reception person, the reception manager. It's just making them more productive with the time rather than just sit out there, in front of the desk and the PC and waiting for visitors to come in. They can get done to do other things while that system serves, visitors. Thank you. Yeah, we'll take more questions after